don't care about a man's potential at all. I don't.
Baby girl, love.
I care about his productivity, because now you wake up with the man in his boxers on your couch in your refrigerator scratching his balls talking about when his dinner ready, and he don't even know how much your rent is.
Right.
There's no way. I don't play sleepovers. I don't play house. I don't do none of that. That's not my shit. I don't play those type of games. There's no way a man is sleeping up comfortably or even coming over talking about something. I want to chill. My house is not an entertainment system.
Because I've heard so many stories from other women on how much they regret, giving up their body.
I'm one of them.
That wasn't exactly. There's so many stories like that. So I was very sheltered as a child. So the way I was brought up, I kind of learned from other people's experiences. And I told myself, I want to protect myself as much as I can.
Are you destructive in your life? Are you setting the standard when you go out? Are you a high value woman? I know I am, but too many times we allow men to put a value on our vagina and on ourselves. But do we really even know our own value? What is the price of pussy? What is the value of vagina? What is the value of your virginity? What is the value of saying, hey, I'm going to save myself until I'm married? Does that make you a better or less of a woman? I need you guys to stop what you're doing. Click, subscribe, comment, share, do all of the above. I'm Holiday the Golden Child, and I'm back in the building. I missed you guys so much. I want to hear what you got to say, because I'm going to keep it real.
Hi, I'm Shirley. My Instagram is at Shirley Gruyong.
Hi, I'm Ariel. My Instagram is at Ariel Myasia.
Hey, it's your girl Holly the Dolly. Thank you for having me, all these beautiful ladies. We got to the bottom of what we need to get to. Holly THA Dolly.
Hi, I'm Sky Gambino. The one and only is SKYE dot Gambino. You know the vibes, _.
I remember being a teenager and so eager to find out what sex was like. I don't know if any of you ladies can relate, but and I wasn't around anything sexual really in my life. Like, I was very, very protected as a child, so I didn't see none of these things. But I was eager for the boys, and I was even more eager to impress them, because I hadn't found my identity. I hadn't found myself. I hadn't found who I really was. I mean, I'm 13. I'm 12, right? That sounds super young. And so now, me being an older woman, young and fine and all that, I wish I would have saved myself. All the sex I've had in my life, if I could take it back, I would take it back.
Right.
Nobody I've ever had sex with, I feel like at this point in my life, deserved it. And for many reasons, because, Shirley, we talk, and you're a virgin, right? And so to me, I'm talking to you, we're having a conversation, and when she tells me she's a virgin, I'm telling her, like, you know what? Don't rush. Like, you're saving yourself. That's a good idea, because coming from somebody who's been fucking, you're not missing nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're not missing the heartbreak. You're not missing the sadness. You're not missing the distractions, because men are a distraction. They stop you from. There's this like drug that they give off when you start loving a man, especially when you start letting him penetrate you, and so you haven't got high yet. Like you haven't gone through any of those things, and I feel like that's why you have so much balance in your life. And so if you don't know Shirley, right? She's one of our angels, right? And we're having a party, and she still finds time to pull out her laptop and do her homework and still make it to her work in the morning and all these things, and still party and still manage life. And so that just goes into like living your best life without being destructive. Because I think I lived my best life, but I was damn sure super destructive, right? So and destructive plays a big part in the sense of saying, okay, listen, I'm going out with this guy. I had way too many drinks. I really know I should take my ass home, but I'm going home with him because right now between my legs is tingling. So I go to his house, and he feeds me more liquor. He kisses me in the right spot, and And now my panties is off and he's inside of me. And then tomorrow when he isn't treating me the way I want him to be treated, because I always go back to my narrative, like if y'all watch any of my episodes, like setting the standard. That's really what it goes back to. Just setting the standard, setting the tone of you didn't make this man work for anything. My mom always said, like, why would he buy the cow if he can sample the milk?
If he get the milk for
You know.
free.
So I was giving them the whole farm. Like, I didn't know how powerful, not because my mother didn't teach me nothing, but I didn't know how powerful my vagina was. I didn't know the pussy power. You think you know the pussy power is that's why you waiting? Or like what man fucked up that made you say, I ain't giving up, no, I ain't giving this up to nobody?
That's a great question. So, growing up, I always had this idea in my mind that I was going to save myself for the right person. I was always telling myself, I want to wait till marriage because I've heard so many stories from other women on how much they regret, giving up their body
I'm
to
one of
somebody
them.
that wasn't exactly. There's so many stories like that. So, I was very sheltered as a child. So, the way I was brought up, I kind of learned from other people's experiences. And I told myself, I want to protect myself as much as I can. So, a friend of mine made that mistake. I'm going to make sure I don't make the same one. So I was in a relationship. I was in a very long-term relationship in high school. It lasted till college.
Right.
But in the back of my mind, I always knew that this man wasn't worthy.
What was the red flags?
The red flags? Oh, not to speak ill on people from my past, but he wasn't honest with me. He was always talking to other women, and I have certain prereqs when it comes to what I want in a man, and I want to feel stable, I want to feel safe, I want to feel secure. And until I feel that way, I'm not going to have sex with anyone.
But men aren't honest until they feel like they're safe with you. The same safeness that you want from a man, he has to feel that too, to be able to say to you, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, baby. I like her, I like Samantha, I like Tina, I like Shirley, but you the one for me. And right now I'm in college and I don't really know what I want. Just like you're saving yourself and saying, I don't know what I really want yet. So I rather hold out so I don't become disappointed.
I think that was the best thing that you should have done, to hold out, because as a college student, as a young man and a young woman, especially men, they don't know what they want. They don't know. So I think you played the right cards for yourself in regards to saving yourself, because you saved yourself from a lot of pain and agony.
Right, thank you. And also, I want to put on the record that it's not just finding the right man. I'm also trying to protect myself from, STDs and pregnancy, because especially when you're young, I've noticed that there's so many people who don't practice safe sex.
Shirley, I've dodged bullets. I think everybody sitting on this table has dodged bullets. I think everybody watching, hey, y'all dodged bullets. They
Right.
over woken up in days, weeks, and somewhere in somebody's country, state, whatever. I met this guy in the club. I met him by the pool. We had a good time. He whisked me away. We went shopping. We didn't go shopping. He cooked me food. Whatever the experience was, it made you comfortable enough to go home with him and give him some, right? And then because he had you so open and so in euphoria, right? You don't think about the protection or the condom. Not saying you doing this with everybody, but with him, you sitting there like, okay, I trust him. He looked clean. Nobody can tell me they ain't never made that mistake. You might not be making that mistake right now, but you cannot tell me that you have not made that mistake. And I'm not saying everybody, because clearly you are a prime example that everybody is not everybody, right? But my point in saying is that we a majority have made the bad decision to have sex with somebody unprotected. And I'm here to tell you, live and well and healthy, I ain't never caught nothing. So maybe God just didn't have that in my path.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. Like, I haven't had sex because I don't want to catch nothing. But I know women who've been with their husband over 17, 20-something years, and she woke up and she had AIDS because her husband was cheating. And this is the only man that she's ever been with. So I'm saying this as advice to you as my I can't tell you what to do with your pussy, right? But what I can say is that when you do decide to give it up, do not go into it with the understanding of I prevented all these things and I'm finally out of the
Right.
clear.
And he's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Not even that he's perfect. Just I'm out of the clear of heartbreak. I'm out of the clear of diseases. I'm out of the clear of anything else that can go wrong when we talking about sex.
Right.
It may be that you can't get right. You might not have that wet, that a wop wop, and that when you finally do it, he's like, this ain't good pussy. So
Right.
now you don't wait it. Now you don't wait it all these years. What if your pussy ain't good?
So
That's not an option.
I know. I'm just saying because
no, and these are very valid questions. So I obviously, I go to the doctor. My stuff is working okay. It's like perfect. So there's nothing wrong with me downstairs. However, when you practice safe sex, it's when two consenting adults, you're going to enjoy it. So obviously when there's enjoyment, biologically there is an erection, there is lubrication on the part of the woman. So I feel, I know that when I finally start doing it, I'm going to enjoy it. And so is my man. But I want to make sure that I put myself in a position where,
are you ready to handle like the cons of sex, which is you may get a man that is working for a few years, and sometimes men, y'all know what I'm talking about, it don't get hard sometimes.
And sometimes it's kind of small.
Not even small, even because you're waiting. Like, okay, hold on, I don't want to get off topic,
No.
but I just gotta say this, right? You waiting. Are you finding out if the dick is big or not? At some point, even if you're not fucking it or sucking it, at
Do
some
you have
point,
like a reference?
At least
Like
look at it.
did you at least, so you know what you're getting into?
right. So honestly, I'm going to be completely 100% honest with all of you. I don't really have a preference on size.
Right.
Right. Shirley.
ain't been down that road
No,
yet,
because I guess it just depends on the person, but I've heard other women say that size doesn't really matter. It's all about like the motion.
No,
of
no,
the-
no, hold on. No,
motion.
don't lie to my
Don't go
sis.
there.
Don't lie to my sis.
Girl.
Don't lie to my sis. I'm going to tell you the truth. Okay? Some of the best sex I've ever had in my life was from small dick. Okay? Some of the best sex I've ever had in my life was from small dick. I don't know if it was because he took the time to understand my body because he wasn't working with much. So he had a lot more time on his hand. You understand what I'm saying? But he took his time with me.
Right.
And do you understand, like, your cervix and your walls are but so big and but so long, and so
Every
to
woman's
achieve, and when you know your vagina and you start, I don't know if you masturbate. I don't even want to ask you that. Are you masturbating? You don't gotta answer that. But
Right.
you don't gotta answer that. But my point is that you start finding your G spot and your hot spot. So now you don't need the 10-inch cock to please you, to make you feel good.
Right.
It only takes 4 inches for you to have an orgasm. This is a fact.
For those who don't know, the vagina is only 4 inches long. So if you have a 10,
Nah, it's longer than that because I took 11 inches before.
See, but
No,
every
you can
woman's
take it because like the vagina
cervix
births-
is different.
The vagina births children, so you can widen the vagina and you can push out a certain amount. But the thing is, the typical vagina is only 4 inches long diagonally. So that is very true.
Your G spot is within them 4 inches.
Right. So when you're really wet and you're really secreted, the vagina could stretch as long as it can. I don't know the complete science, but I do know. But I do know that it does pass 4 inches, but you have to be really lubricated.
Shirley is like, I'm not even there yet. Like,
Right. I feel like I should be taking
for me.
notes.
It's a lot for me. I feel like I just don't want you to be disappointed
Right.
knowing that
The
these things are
expectations.
possibilities. You can get with a man and his thing don't get hard just because technical difficulties happen.
Right. No, absolutely.
Are you prepared to handle that?
I would like to say that I am prepared to handle that because at the end of the day, sex isn't the end goal for me. It's not like, oh my gosh, yes, I can't wait until I get married and I can finally have sex. It's because I know that what's attached.
I'm like this.
I
I
would've.
can't wait.
No, because in my
It better be good.
in my mind, it's this who is the sex attached to? It's attached to the person. So obviously, nobody's perfect. If the man I end up with in the future might have, I don't know, erectile dysfunction.
You do a lot of research for somebody not having sex.
I love doing research.
She got enough
But what
time.
I'm gonna say is that you're not gonna spend your life with someone respectfully that has erectile dysfunction.
No, you may. I have a whole. I have a homegirl
What's
who is
that?
in love with a man who can't get it hard sometimes. Like
Right.
Okay.
that's just
There's-
what it is.
There's,
Like
there's ways to go
it's
around
not about
that.
yeah.
And at the end of the day,
And she still loves him, and it doesn't. I mean, there's gonna be some difficulties because it just.
Right.
But you can be in another relationship and have other technical difficulties that don't got
Exactly.
nothing to do with the dick that you still can't be like, I don't want to have sex with this guy,
Yeah.
or I can work around this. It's all about what you can tolerate. My thing about men is that men, I feel like when it comes to sex, I don't know too many men virgins, right? And I think that's because they don't want to get into something and not know what they're getting into. So it's like the fact that you say like, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna take whatever God gives me. Basically, men don't really feel that way. I probably met one male version in my life, and I think I took his virginity.
Okay.
I've always wanted to do that.
Not.
So-
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say that when I think of my ideal man, you know, I don't really care about whether he's a virgin or not or how many people he's been with. At the end of the day, as long as you are healthy, you're clean, and you love me for who I am, that's all that matters to me personally. So that's.
And you don't have a Vienna sausage. No Vienna sausage, Shirley. I love you. No, you
Hello.
deserve better than that.
Not the-
You've been waiting that cat been waiting for a long time. It don't
You
need
give it
that.
10 minutes, like,
So it's
ready.
officially waiting for marriage for you.
Shirley? How do you feel about men that say? Oh, sorry. So Shirley, how do you feel about men that say, "Oh, well, it matters how many bodies she's had before I decide that I want to cuff her or take her seriously"?
What do I think about that?
Yes, because you've been a virgin for a long time. And how do you feel about men that say, "Oh, well, if she has more than 3 bodies, she's not eligible to be
Cap.
seriously"?
Right. So I don't agree with that way of thinking.
Me
And-
neither, Shirley.
And
But
I
go
feel
ahead.
like a lot of men who say that are very hypocritical because they're the ones that are going around and having sex with multiple women. But then you meet a woman that has had sex with multiple men and suddenly they don't like it. But I don't understand it because you're looking in the
That's good
mirror.
that you
Is that a part? Is that a part of living your best life and being destructive? Because we're talking about living your life and not there's a way to live your best life without being destructive. So when men do that, is that part of being destructive to their future? Like I think men who do that become numb and desensitized to sex, having multiple women, or they might be DL on the low.
Yeah, so I do believe that it is destructive to not just men, but I also believe it is destructive to women as well if you are constantly chasing multiple men because
Daddy issues.
what I found is that you're trying to fill a void inside most of the time.
Right.
So I feel like if you keep doing it with so many people, I have a strong belief that you kind of create like a soul tie with these people.
Right.
know?
Shirley, you have your daddy in your life.
I do, yes.
Like, are your parents together?
No, they're not.
So when did they like? I'm just asking before I continue to my next. When did they separate?
They separated when I was about 6 years old.
And your relationship with your father, it was still.
It's not the best, no.
It's not the best. Okay, so I just want to talk to y'all men real quick. Y'all so quick to be like, she got daddy issues. She got daddy issues, and that's why she's a hoe. You're talking to a woman respectfully. Don't quote the term, but she got daddy issues, and she's a virgin. I don't want to hear no more of that from y'all because it's
Exactly.
cap. Y'all swear that men think that they have the formula to hoes. Why she's a hoe. She must not have her father in her life. She must not something. No, she might just enjoy being promiscuous. Something happened, or maybe nothing happened. And she's just urgent. It's just like the good girl who lives up in Beverly Hills, and now she want to be next to Tyrone in the hood.
Right.
She's craving something that she's not getting in the hills. That's just all it is. So I need y'all to stop the cap right now, right here on 8 at the Table. Please do not come with that narrative anymore that she must have daddy issues because she's a hoe. Because I'm talking to a whole virgin right now who
Right.
her daddy wasn't there to tell her pick this guy and pick that guy. Don't choose this man because of this. Let me tell you. Okay, y'all know I like to go real transparent. My daddy was in my life. My parents were married 31 years. My father passed away in 2015, right? My daddy was in my life. I mean, I'm talking in my life. I'm talking men come to pick me up. Boys come to pick me up in high school. My father is definitely taking a picture of you. He's putting you on the wall in the garage. He's writing down your license plate. When you drop me back off, he's telling me he ain't got a pot to piss in. I did my research on him. Yeah, because my dad knew everyone in the neighborhood. So he's giving me all this game. He's telling me don't date no broke man. He's buying me my first diamonds. He's buying me my first chain. He's buying me my first car, my first Chanel, whatever it is. So you'll never have to look to a man for those things. You'll never have to be excited when a man does these things that he's supposed to do.
Right.
And so you understand what I mean? So I was very numb to, I guess that would turn you into not a hoe, but a gold digger at that point.
Right.
Because now you're looking at men like, what you doing for me?
Right.
If you're not doing this for me, my daddy can do it. That was all until my God rest his soul. Literally up until 2015, my daddy was paying my phone bill. Like, you understand what I'm saying? He's that type of man. He's a provider. So now when I date, I'm not jumping from Tom, Dick, and Harry. No, because I done had that what we call a whole phase, Shirley. You ain't going through that. But we don't.
Right.
We have whole phases as women. And once I done got through my whole phase, and it wasn't because my daddy wasn't in my life, it's just because there was this of a belonging, this sense of belonging. It wasn't my daddy missing. It was the sense of belonging and wanting to please other people. I'm a people pleaser. So whether it's women, men, my friends, my homegirls, it's like, damn, I know I shouldn't steal my mom's car, but my friend really need me to go grab her real quick. Fuck it. I'm gonna take the heat.
Right.
So
Or like to piggyback of what you was talking about, a lot of women tend to, when surely I really commend you of being a virgin, because a lot of females now are basically like, when we are sexually active, we tend to be like, say, as if like, I don't want to be, I'm sorry that, okay, saying sorry to myself, basically. I'm sorry that I committed to this man and stuff like that. And then they tend to be like, oh, okay, I don't feel like doing that no more. You get what I'm saying? So they piggyback of where.
you meaning like you're involved with a man, and one day you're allowed to change your mind.
Yeah,
You're allowed to not wanna have sex with him
I changed my
no more.
mind, and then I
don't
changed my
like that.
mind as if, like, I changed my mind of, okay, I'm not looking just for a man. I'm looking for a different type of man. You get what I'm saying? So now that I gave myself to this particular man, and this is not it, so I'm trying to fill that void of where, that's why a lot of women be like, oh, okay, well, now I need a man that's going to provide this, this, and this.
Speaking
you get what
of
I'm
providing,
saying?
You're trying to top.
Yes.
Can
I'm
I
trying
add
to top
something
of
to
what I
that?
did, and it all draws down to where I should have never gave myself to this man in general.
I want to add something to that because Holiday did say something that stuck out to me in regards to what I want to ask is about women of color. Why is it that when it comes to women of color that other races are born into, we talked about arranged marriages, right? Why is it okay that other races could say, okay, you have to be born into this, you have to be married to this man so we could build a wealth of our generation. And then when it comes to the black woman or the woman of color, that you're a gold digger if you want to marry into money.
But I want to stay on topic, right? Because that just has to play into, her deciding it. She's not holding her virginity because she's looking for a man to pay dowry into her family. She's not, because when you talk about tradition, you're talking about, okay, in certain cultures, yes, they pay a dowry into a family to say, I want your wife, I want your daughter, I want her to be my wife, and this is why I'm taking her, because I can provide for her. But this is not the reason that those women are holding their virginity for a different reason.
I want to say about like the gold digger thing, because you did say that, and that kind of stood out to me. So I wanted to know, why did the woman of color be realized as the gold digger, whereas other races are recognized as being married into wealth?
I don't know. White women be gold diggers too. Where did that come from? Because white women be gold diggers too. They just don't be called gold diggers. They be
they're
called,
not recognized
they be called
as gold diggers.
they be called, she did that. Quotation, she did that. You understand what I'm saying? Jeff Bezos' wife, she takes half of his billions. She did that. Another woman marries a billionaire of a different ethnicity, and it's because she was there all along for the money.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But I don't think it's really I think just society and social media has painted that picture, because yesterday a girl went viral talking about her NFL boyfriend and how his money is her money and she don't work, and she spent all his money. She was, I'm assuming she was Latino, and they still ate her ass up in the comments
Right.
Yeah, I saw that.
alive.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about? But just to say on that, like, she's not a gold digger. That's
Yeah.
her husband. And
Right.
what they have agreed in their relationship is what they have agreed in their relationship. And if he's allowing her, because I know damn well my man money is my money. I agree with her. So the people that are commenting in the comments about oh, she's a gold digger, she's the this, she's the that. One, you've never had a man take care of you financially, whether you have it for yourself or not. You know what I mean? And two, you're just a hater.
And that doesn't mean, to piggyback of what she said, that does not mean that you have daddy issues, that you looking for a man to fill that void. No, a lot of people had a man in their life, not saying that it has to be a father, because a lot of
But father figure.
a father figure is going to tell you that you need a man to provide this, that, and a third. You get what I'm saying? In order to survive. Because if you want to sit here, and a lot of men want to piggyback of like what happened in the 1800s and stuff like that, but you don't want to get to the point where the man always provided in the 1800s. Like the women always had to stay home and do all the things and stay with the kids and stuff like that. Women had to do that. So don't sit here and say, because now money is a value nowadays, because back in the day, money wasn't really a value. Now it's a value. So now you want to say that I'm a gold digger because I value that. But no, even in the 1800s, it was a value. It's just more or less.
That's because we didn't have the option to have the money.
Right.
It was only the men. We couldn't even have a bank account.
Or education.
Couldn't even vote.
What about
bank
that?
account? Like,
We couldn't do anything back in the day at
But
all.
what about now that we could do everything and bitches are still lazy and bums? How about that?
Hello?
Like, I don't want to nag on my men, because I love my men. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. Y'all providers, y'all are kings, the ones that are out there doing what they supposed to be doing. So I don't like to rag on the men, but just some game, right? Y'all women gotta step y'all pussy up.
As-
Like,
but I just
y'all want a certain type of man, and y'all not a certain type of woman.
No, but you know what? Because I think I want to play devil's advocate here as far as the women of color. It's because I know for a fact the statistics show that Black women are the most educated women currently right now. As far as women are concerned, I know that women of color are one of the most educated women in this society, in this generation now, as far as education, as far as making money. And we are the money makers currently right now.
I will
Yes.
go Black women.
So I made sure I
You
did
learn
the
something,
research.
you learn something every
Every
day.
day.
So I want to close it off because we were talking about you being a virgin. I don't want to make you your box the hot topic, but it is right now. And so, one, I want you to know that you are the hierarchy. Not talking any less than, because I'm gonna be talking about myself, than any other woman out here that's chosen to give it up. But you are the hierarchy of women. When men talk about the ideal woman that they want, and it's not to go devil's advocate, but that's not what they really want. They don't want the inexperienced girl. They don't want the girl that don't know how to suck their dick from the back. But there are the men who are like, her body's her body. She has no bodies. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you not never having sex before, it's easy for you to be disappointed when it comes to sex, right? So the initiation of what makes a woman even want to give it up is attraction, right? You said something about you've never met a man to really turn you on.
And that is very true. I've been in one relationship with a man before, and for the longest, I was also very young. I was a teenager in high school, but I was never turned on by this man. So I spent that whole entire time like, oh, this is so easy because I'm maybe I'm asexual or something, because something's not clicking.
And for the people who don't know, what is asexual?
It means somebody that just doesn't feel that sexual attraction towards anybody. They don't engage in sex. So for a long time I was like, oh my goodness, like he's not turning me on. I don't feel that attraction towards him sexually.
But you like him as a friend.
I did like him as, or no, I loved him as a lover, like a partner.
But because you never had sex.
So you grew to love him.
but because you had never had sex, right? Because you never had sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it may be different for you. Was it that I just enjoy his company? I love being around him. We have a great time. We laugh together. We talk together. Was it that I just enjoy being around you, but I'm not sexually attracted to being intimate with you?
So that's a great question. For me, I've come to realize I'm 22 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
I've come to realize that, you know, my attraction has to be stability, there has to be security in it. I was very young.
So what was missing there?
All of that. There was no stability, security. I didn't feel safe with him.
Was he a cheater?
Yes, he was.
So I just want to like piggyback off of let me just give you some tea real quick, right, sis? You know, a lot of women up until recently probably they started enjoying sex.
Yeah.
As a woman,
I was gonna say that as well.
as
because-
a woman, you don't.
yeah, because
you don't,
a lot of I'm sorry to cut
Yeah,
you
go
off.
ahead.
A lot of women are actually was brought up where they had to marry into money. So a lot of women is actually understanding what you're saying right now because you didn't even have to marry into money. It was just a relationship. But a lot of women now a lot of women back in the day was actually going through that because they wasn't really sexually attracted to their man. They didn't have that feeling of enjoyment with they guy and stuff like that. So a lot of women is understanding what you're saying right now because
You make a great point.
But let me.
because
I wanna.
the fact that it's money involved.
I want to land. I want to just go back to like what I was my point I was trying to make, right? Which is a lot of women up until now in their adulthood are having sex because they want to please the man. That is the thought process.
Yeah.
Forget the money. Forget back in the day. A lot of women are right now in 2022 are having sex because they don't understand that they are supposed to be pleased too. I know a bunch of women in their 30s, 40s, late 20s are just figuring out, oh shit, I'm supposed to come too? Oh shit, I'm supposed to have an orgasm
I'm not
too?
gonna lie because I've been through that. I never had an orgasm until I was probably like say I was like 23.
So what
something
so,
like that.
Honestly, never squirted in my life.
so when that happens, you saying that you're dating this man that has not sexually turned you on, and this is why you're not giving it up to him, right? If a lot of women, because I just want to like, I love to like give some gems real quick, right? A lot of women, if they took that advice of saying, okay, listen, he is not turning me on. He doesn't make me happy. He's not meeting all these standards that I need him to meet, and for that, I'm not having sex with him. That's why.
Never squirted.
That's a lot of disappointment. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what do you? I understand that. I just started having sex and enjoying it, understanding how to please myself, understanding like, okay, penetration isn't for me. I need clitoris stimulation. You understand what I'm saying? So you sitting here and telling me that you're not giving it up because he didn't meet all these standards, girl. I wish that I had all these standards when it came to me laying down on my
Or
back and giving and understanding sex. Even when I did start, I thought the person I gave it to, I liked them like that, but I guess I didn't, right? So now when I start having sex with this person, I'm not enjoying it. I don't know how to tell him how to please me. I don't even know how to please myself.
Right.
So for years, I'm having sex and not enjoying it. I told myself, right, and maybe this, because I'm going to keep it real, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, I said I'm no longer having meaningless sex.
But
I'm not, let me just land. I'm not having meaningless sex anymore. You know why? Because I'm not enjoying it. So I turned into the brutally honest bitch in bed, which is now when I'm having sex with a man and he's not pleasing me, I'm no longer leaving and making him think he was the man. I'm no longer leaving and letting him go back and be able to tell his friends that, oh, I slayed that pussy. You didn't slay shit. You didn't please me. I wasn't happy. And so when he calls the next time and says, well, why haven't I saw you? Why can't we hang out? I'm no longer being silent and saying, because I don't want to hurt his feelings, or because maybe, I don't know, women, we feel pressure. We feel pressure a lot of times when it comes to sex.
Or like
So-
meaningful criticism.
But I just
Because,
want to know,
yeah.
like, because I've never, like, a lot of women say that they've squirted before, and I
You
honestly
just want to talk about squirting. Go ahead.
no,
Go ahead.
no,
Go ahead. Let's talk about it. Go ahead.
no. It's very important to me because I've honestly never did it ever. I've never squirted before in my life.
But that's not a mandatory thing. So let's
Okay,
let's
so
just
that's
let's
why
have the
I'm
facts on
asking.
that. You do not
Not
have
the
to
thing.
squirt. First of all, squirting
Yeah.
is not an orgasm. There is no miraculous coming feeling from
Right.
squirting.
Okay.
So, and I'm just telling you from a woman that I'm not a squirter, but I have had the right man and had me in the right position, and I've squirted several times, and there was
Oh.
no feeling other than when you hold your piss for mad long and you gotta
Yeah.
pee. That's the feeling. That's
I've
it.
never done it, so that's why I'm so curious about it because I've never had the opportunity to.
It's just a sight to
do
see.
that.
That's it.
Yeah,
Like, it ain't. You're not missing nothing.
Well,
And
that's
at
what
the end
I'm
of the day,
asking, because
with
I've never
all these
experienced
people
it.
that say that they wanna experience that. Me as a person that actually can,
Squirt.
can
Okay.
squirt, I hate it.
Really?
It's me personally. I'm a messy person, but it depends on the type of messy. That I'm not. I don't want to
So
do
how-
it.
Soaking
You know
the
what I'm saying?
sheets and
All
everything.
of that
Like,
I
is
brought a
just
girl
not-
home one time.
It's not me.
And I call myself being sneaky, trying to get some before my man get home from her.
Ooh.
And she squirted all over the bed. And I thought it was sexy in that moment. She fell asleep. He came home like, oh, okay, you got a girl here. All right, cool. I'm going to slide in because, I'm always going to sleep in the middle, right?
Right.
So he slid in the bed. He's like, what the fuck? Why is the bed wet? I thought he was going to be excited like, oh, she squirted. He was more mad that it happened and he didn't get to see it.
Exactly.
And I got to sleep in this shit. Tell her to go to fuck home.
Right.
at this point.
Like, let's talk about that because of the simple fact that a lot of women wants, and it goes back to what you said, Holiday. A lot of women want to please a man, so they think they think because squirting is just so pleasing to a man and stuff like that. A lot of women don't like doing it. It's not it's satisfying in the moment, but after the aftermath, it's just like, oh, what the hell?
I can't relate because I'm like fiending to squirt for somebody.
Really.
It's just like go ahead, but why?
I can't relate because I'm like fiending to squirt for somebody. I just want to know, how do y'all do it in the midst of the moment? I can't get it together.
You gotta be free. You gotta be free, and you
I
gotta
swear,
be
it be
open
going
to
on-
a lot. Because the thing is that it's probably because
There is a blueprint.
You are holding back.
I want to know.
There is a blueprint.
You are holding back, and when some guys that you're dating, a lot of the guys that you are dating, and you feel like a lot of the stuff that you do outside of having sex has a lot to do with sex. And
Sky, let me tell you something. Let me get involved with you.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I
and
want
you
to.
teach me in person.
I want you to go into
elaborate with that.
that. Just
Because-
start over and say what you
okay.
said. Yeah.
I said what I had said was a lot of the things that you guys are not doing with you and your partner and not doing outside of sex can
Affect sex.
affect sex.
Like what?
Because of the simple fact that if you're not comfortable with your partner outside of sex, you're not going to be comfortable doing a lot of things during sex.
But I'm a very
Because of the
sexual person.
You are it doesn't matter. It doesn't. I'm not
I make
saying
sure I'm
that. I'm not
comfortable
saying
before
that
I-
you're. I'm not saying that you have to be. That's the thing. A lot of females would be like, oh, okay, well, it could be little things. Well, oh, I'm not eating sloppy in front of a man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna walk a certain way. I'm not gonna have a certain posture in front of a man because I'm trying to satisfy him. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of things during sex is where you have to be free. You have to be open to a lot of things in order to experience that type of thing.
I don't want to cut you off, but I feel like the last few men that I have been with has
But it's
loved
okay.
me. No. I've been very vulnerable with these people.
She don't really want to squirt. That's what that boils
No,
down
no,
to. She
I
don't really want to
do.
squirt. You don't really want to squirt because I'm just gonna tell you. Hold
Give
on.
me a- give me a
Sky
chance
and me
to
have
say.
never talked about squirting, right? So I don't know how you squirt and how your thought process works with how you even come about getting there, right? But I will tell you, as a woman who squirted before, right? She can make herself squirt. I can't make myself
No,
squirt.
I can't make myself squirt.
But
I
the
just want
common-
a chance to say that I have been with men that love the shit out of me, and I love them too.
That ain't it. This is what
it's
I'm
not-
about-
it's not it.
Let me-
It's not about
just
love,
let
and
me
it's
get
not
my
about-
thought out. What I wanted to say was that I did give them all of me. I've built these men from the bottom to the top. Like, made sure they had homes when they didn't. And in a point in time, I loved them so much that I wanted to see the best
But maybe
for
it's
them.
just not
But what I'm
you.
saying,
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying.
But let me tell you the blueprint.
is
This is what I'm
okay.
trying to tell you. By Sky saying and us having this anonymous conversation, we have never talked about squirting before. I didn't even know she squirted, right?
Yeah.
But by her telling me,
I squirt in cream, by the way.
okay, wow, okay,
Oh,
but
shit.
by you,
Just
by
wanna
you
put that out
saying that the way for you to squirt is to be totally free. I'm gonna use the word free,
That's
right?
what she
Hold-
said.
Yeah.
Right? I've never had this conversation with her. But I'm gonna tell you, as a person who can't make myself squirt on command, right? So she's
Right.
figured out how to do it. I have only had it happen to me a few times in my life, and those times that it has happened, I was exactly what she's describing, the blueprint. I
What
was
was it?
free. My
Right.
mind was clear. I get what
Wasn't
I get the
thinking-
narrative.
wasn't thinking about,
I get what the
how
narrative.
am I gonna be
I wasn't
throwing
thinking
it
about
back?
anything
I'm
other
gonna,
than
you know.
the sex that was happening, the penis that was going in and out of my vagina in that moment. I want to keep it real. When I'm having sex, I think about a million other things. While I'm having sex, I don't care how much I love this man. I don't care how much I've done for him. That is not the narrative that I'm trying to. I think that me and Sky are trying to make you understand how to squirt. So what you've done for it may be a random man. And the relationship, the correlation to how you know him, how you met him, what you've done for him is not what makes you squirt. What makes you squirt is him being able to get your body in a place and your mind clear. A fucking psychologist could do that.
You're right.
A psychologist is going to lay you on the couch and tell you clear your mind. And by the time you get up from your hour session, you open your eyes, you're like, damn, I'm floating on cloud 9. Everything I just came in here feeling super heavy, I feel lifted. That's what squirting is. That's the mind frame and body set you have to be in to squirt. So wait, so Shirley said, well, she didn't say it. I said it. You didn't agree,
Okay.
right? When I asked you, would you be with a woman before you end up deciding being with a man?
That's what I wanted to know. Go ahead, sorry.
So no, I wouldn't. So like in the future, I know I'm attracted to men. I've had crushes on women before. I will be completely honest, but mentally, I cannot see myself.
Would you let him eat it before you let him beat it?
Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh, that is a tease, girl.
So
and that thing-
you'll let him eat it. You'll let him eat it, but won't give him none.
I
A
can-
munch. That's
I
what we
can-
call a munch.
Yes, but there would have to be, a stable relationship. We'd have to be together for a while.
So you'll let him please you.
I would.
So a man that likes to just please a woman and he gets off on that is the one.
For either of those things to happen, I would have to be in a relationship. It would have to be something very stable, a committed relationship. So I can't really speak right now because
So would you be okay with a man giving you oral sex without being in a relationship and you don't return it?
Nah.
no, a man giving me
No.
oral
No.
sex without being in a relationship with him,
Right.
no, I
No.
would
Yeah,
not.
that's what
So
She's not even
with
giving
me-
up coochie without a
Right.
commitment.
So for me, I think of sex as something very sacred. This is my own opinion. So for me, sex is very sacred.
Okay.
So in order to have sex, you would have to take your clothes off and be very intimate with this other person. So in order for me to be that vulnerable with somebody, I would have to be in a committed relationship.
I got
with that person.
Shirley in lingerie. She fuck with me.
That's true.
Um.
I'm trying
So
to
I
fuck
want
with her the long way as well, guys.
y'all better leave my Shirley alone. So I just want to so yesterday I asked all you guys to come up with some questions that you have about men and why they are the way that they are, right? But before we get there, the ride here was super good. And our conversation basically led into people talking about my past relationships and how I handle men and just how I become the person that I am now, right? And I ended up asking Sky, we ended up going into talking about a relationship she's in. She's like, oh, he lets you go out and he lets you do this. And I'm like, lets me? Like, what? We wouldn't be together. And I was like, that's an insecure man. So we started talking about why men are insecure, and I went into the fact of one, like, I could start with, even if you are virgin, they're still going to think you're fucking somebody. But I don't think that's all men, but I think that men are insecure solely because and only because they can't control the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I only think
They
men.
always want to be in control.
I only think men who are insecure are not because of penis size, not because of money, not because of anything other than they can't control the narrative, whatever capacity that may be. Me and Sky, we talk personally, just like me and Aunt Shirley, and you let me know about some real like insecure moments that you had with a boyfriend you dated,
Yeah.
and so how are you dealing with that right now? Like, how did that end?
Well, the person that I was dating, I mean, it can be hard because of like it's a relationship, so that becomes history. It becomes like a lot of.
You hold them back. You don't
I'm
want.
holding-
Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
Okay, so basically, all right, let me get that.
So you talked to me about how he played on a lot of your insecurities when it came time for you guys to argue.
Yeah.
And that in retrospect made you insecure about yourself if you weren't already. And so and my advice to you was what? I said, hurt people, that was one.
Yeah.
But only insecure men play on your weaknesses.
Yeah.
Whether it's you don't see me with my wig off, whether you don't see me when I done gained a couple pounds and I'm not feeling sexy. Any man that would double back on your trauma is a weak man.
Yeah.
So, and that's just me being a sister, hearing you tell me like, okay, he's playing on my insecurities, Holiday. How do I snap back from that?
Right.
You act like you're unbothered.
So basically, to say all of that, well, basically, how it's turning out to be, well, I'm kind of doubling back type thing.
You spinning the block?
I'm spinning. I'm kind of
spinning the block.
spinning the block, guys.
Why?
But the simple fact that because I'm a Scorpio, guys. So I tend to see the good in people and stuff like that. But also my, the fang side of a Scorpio is like, nah, that man is always going to do you dirty. You get what I'm saying?
And you're willing to deal with that.
Not really per se. I'm not really willing to deal with that because I feel like he understands that boundary of where. Don't get me wrong. Because of conversation's sake, he doesn't know that I'm doubling back. You get what I'm saying? He doesn't really.
You're gonna learn today.
He doesn't know that. He doesn't know that I'm doubling back.
He thinks right now that you're setting
I'm
your way.
setting my standards.
So what is
because
so
of the
you're waiting
thing
for him to make a change to double back? Like you're making him think that
because
you're not.
don't get me wrong, it's like I never been in this predicament with him before. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so it's the
and
first time.
it's a first time thing. So it's like, okay, because of his trauma and the things that he has been through, I understand a lot of the things that he have said to me that made that
He's coming from a hurt place.
yeah, he's coming from a hurt place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like with that.
Is that fair to you?
No, it's not. And that's one of the questions.
So
that
why
I
do we
had.
as women feel like we have to
that's
take
one-
on a
and
man's
that's-
trauma
right.
to heal him, to be a
Listen,
pleaser, to
and
be
that's
a fixer?
one of the questions that I had, and I have right here where it says, why do men want you to be all in the beginning of the relationship, but it takes them time to be all in?
I'm gonna tell you why. The same reason that I had told Shirley. You said, well, why do men want you all in the beginning of a relationship, but it takes them time to get acquainted? Because men come from a different space and a different perspective, a different POV when it comes to saying, I trust her.
Yeah.
Us as women, we trust for coins. We trust for crumbs. Like,
Right.
a man could buy us a rose and you be like, oh, I trust him. Let me give him my address. He could be a psycho killer, but we're not even
Right.
thinking that far. Where men, y'all always say this, right? Men gonna always protect themselves. They're gonna always, it's gonna be the girl who's gonna say, I'm gonna call out of work and might lose her job. Let that man got some money to go make. He's out. He's
when a woman protects protects herself.
It's nothing wrong with a woman protect herself, but the question is that basically, why do you want a woman to be all in and the man isn't in the beginning, and it goes back to my narrative with Shirley, is because she's not giving it up because she don't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
He is moving the way that he moved because he has to figure out he trusts you. Women trust for less. We trust for nothing. We trust because you bought us a rose. We
Because of
trust because
words.
you words. We trust with no action. How many times do women believe a man with no action? Girl, when he say he gonna do this and he say he gonna do that, and because he said it a couple of times, I believe him. No, men want action before they put a ring on your finger. Men want to see you cook their mama meal. Men want to see a consistency of, hey, okay, look, she's a clean woman, not just for a week. We fall for bullshit.
And then on
Yeah,
top of
no, I'm not doing that.
Sorry, to piggyback on what you said, a lot of men tend to, and that's what gets me in a lot of my dating aspect, because I always ask a man, so okay, say if money aspect, right? I want you to sit here and pay for this, pay for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Money is not a commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. Sex is a commitment.
No.
You know how I say sex is a commitment? Because one, it's either you have a lot of things that would come with sex. One, soul ties. Two, you have things that you've done in the past that I don't know about, which is, secrecy and stuff like that. What have to do with sex and pregnancy. Let's talk about that. Because
But if women feel like that, it's such a commitment, because marriage is a commitment, right?
But no, what
And
I
it
was
takes
saying-
a lot for a
what I
man
was-
to get on his
yes.
knees and propose. So
But
why
that's what I
don't
was
women
saying. That's what I
why
said. A
don't
lot of
women
men-
treat their
a lot
vagina
of
the
men-
same way
Exactly.
that men feel about putting a ring on your finger?
But the thing is about men will only spend money where their heart is. A lot of women don't realize
That's not
that
true.
doesn't make
No,
That's not true.
There's
That's
some
cap.
there is
Some
some
men.
That's
truth.
cap.
There
I know a
is-
lot of niggas done
there
paid a lot of
is-
bills, and
there is-
hold on. I know a lot of men who done paid a lot of bills, and I know for damn sure they don't love me.
But that's the thing.
But there
That's
is
the
some
thing.
kind
They
of
just
truth
want
to
some
it.
type of-
Hold on, I want to make the point.
They want you to
'cause I
make them
brought it
feel
out.
good. Mm-mm.
There is a point to the fact that men do spend money where their heart is.
I am not in my feelings. This is why majority of businesses and Fortune 500 companies are not run by women. Why? Because we have hormones. We fluctuate monthly. We go through shit. We're hormonal. We in our feelings. Men make decisions and business decisions. Not all men, because I know some emotional men, but majority of men, they operate from a standpoint of, does this make sense? Is there a ROI on this? Will it help me in the long run? Can I benefit from this? He is not operating from a place. He's not buying the woman a car. I don't care how big the gift is.
What is he benefiting?
I don't care how big the gift is, how grand the gesture is. I don't care if it's $1 million he gave it to her. He might have woke up that morning. This is how men operate. He might have woke up that morning, came up on an extra 10 mil, walked down the street and seen some fine honey and handed her $1 million. Not because he loved her, not because of anything other than he felt like doing it. Men piss money. Men that work hard for their money, get money, have money, they piss it. It's nothing to them. We as women are the only creatures, are the only sex that put this value on the money and say, hey, he spent this money on me. He must really like me. No, I was a stripper for 10 years. Niggas, excuse my French, they come in the club and they have no spiritual, sexual, mental, emotional attachment to me at all. It is solely, purely giving me all your rent money and mortgage because you like the conversation or you like what you saw.
Pleasure.
Man is gonna invest where he sees the biggest return.
Mm-hmm.
His return could either be the actual financial cash or seeing me happy. That was his return on the investment. Him seeing me happy. That's why he was doing it, because that made him happy.
Or even if it's a man that just
I have a
wants
question,
sex.
because she said something very important. Him seeing me happy. Was it somebody that really cared about you?
No, he just enjoyed the time we had with each other. If tomorrow I woke up,
a 9 to 5.
if tomorrow I woke up and said, I don't want to deal with you anymore, goodbye, he will not cry. He will not be sad. He will go get another one, and another one.
But you said
And
that he invested this money because he
had it.
Happy.
No, because he had it.
But you said he wanted to see you happy.
I heard what I said. Let me rephrase it. He invested because he had it.
Okay, so what about the men that don't have it? What about the men that don't have it and want to see you happy? What about
cool.
them?
That's cool, but we're not talking.
They
But we were
exist.
talking
No,
about
but
men with money.
No, but I'm talking about the men that want to invest in you. Because there are men
You
that
can't invest if you don't have
no,
no money.
but there are men that don't have the money but would give their last for you.
I don't want him because he's not financially fucking smart.
No, but he.
I do not want you to give me
but
your
what-
last and then
who-
don't got a way to
Who's
work.
to say that man is not smart when you have all the criteria that it takes to make
We don't want
to
that.
build
We don't want it.
to build
Charlie, you want
to
it?
build a business. To
You
build,
want it?
Hold
No,
on.
I don't want him.
Hello,
Hold on.
America. We don't
Because
want it.
There's men that will invest
want a
their
man
last
that's
in you.
smart.
I don't want him.
You don't want a
Harley.
man that would
I
invest
don't
in
want a
life?
man that would invest.
Hold on, one mic.
It's not a smart. Hold on, camera. Listen, that is not a smart investment. Investing your last. That is not smart. I will say it again. That is not a smart investment. Investing your last. And I will say this in front of any camera. Any man that ever date me is a provider. He's not interested in what I make,
Right.
what I can do, and I promise
But
you.
I'm speaking
hold
on providers,
I'm
too.
talking on providers. And before he come to me and ask me to help with the rent, to figure out how to pay that rent before he come to his woman and ask her to help with the rent. I don't know what type of 1920, 2000 and that ain't here yet type of men you talking about, but any man that's
We're not talking a specific dollar.
I'm not talking
No,
a
'cause
specific
I
dollar
don't think
at
you see
all.
her point.
There is
She's
no
beating you up.
there is no
Right.
effing way that I am messing with a man or any woman really wants to mess with a man that's spending his last. Any financially smart or literate woman does not want a man that's investing his last into you. Baby boy, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm the girl that's going to send you back. I'm gonna send you back. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Go get your shit together. Go get your shit together, and then double back on me because you don't. I don't want you doing that. That's not smart. And now I'm thinking about our future. Will you take our last dime and go put it in some hoopla investment, some mutual fund, some Merrill Lynch?
I think of it differently
Something.
if you put it in on me.
All right, could we put a different spin on this really quick?
Mhm.
So you see how you don't understand a man spending money? Let's think about it like this. What about a bully? You know how a bully literally just enjoys bullying people just for the enjoyment of it?
Yeah.
That's a man.
That's
You
the
wanna-
man.
I want to spend my
Whether
money
he
because I
spends
want to
his
spend
money,
it.
I just
Whether
wanna
it
do
makes
it.
her happy, whether I just spent it just to spend it, whether I can brag about buying that, I just spent that. So
As long as I'm happy, I don't give a fuck what you did.
no, but that's what I'm saying. That's how a man is looking at it. That's his
Exactly.
return.
Just going with the realest of the realest of the realest. I get it, baby boy. You know how many men, yo, listen, I got 96,000 followers, right? And counting. And not even counting the men that don't use social media and just met me in person, right? They love me. They low-key love me, right? They obsessed. They like me. They like how I look, everything. They want to give me the world. But I have men that in my DMs at this moment right now that's like, I wish I had it to really spoil you. You know why? Because he don't got it. So at that point, I love your ambition, Poppy. I love it. I love that you want to give me the world. But the reality of it, you can't.
Yeah. Okay. That's.
So what are we moving off of? Potential promises? What the hell?
I know. I was thinking about.
I don't care about a man's potential at all. I don't. I
Baby
care
girl,
about
love.
I care about his
love.
productivity.
You're not gonna be with no one that you don't love.
Right. No, I think love is super important and it should
Girl.
be there in a relationship. However, there are so many people that you can love and there's so many people in this world who will love you. So it's not a bad thing to go for the man. So you have two men. One that's not financially stable but loves you. And then you have the one that is financially stable and loves you. No,
Hold
but
on.
loves you.
Okay.
So obviously you're going to choose the one that has the money.
But yeah. The one that
Why,
has the
Shirley?
money.
Why?
But
Because I have a very traditional way of thinking. I believe the men should be the providers. I'm not here to,
Right.
provide for the man or be here to, give my money there, So if the man isn't up to par, it's like, okay, you know what? Then come back to me when you have the money or else I'm just going
And
to
this
find
is
somebody
only
else.
setting this thing. Hold on. And this is only going for the women who got their shit together.
Yes.
Don't follow this blueprint. Don't take this and run with it and you don't got your shit together.
Exactly.
I'm not talking about those women that say, okay, well, if the man don't got it, I'm going to grind with him to get it up. You ain't got shit and he ain't got shit. Y'all should be the fuck together. Hello. But when I'm in a position and I don't work hard to get myself to a certain status,
Exactly.
I don't have to double back and deal with the men that don't got it. If I have the option of dealing with the man that really likes me but doesn't have it, and the guy that really loves me and does have it, I'm going with the man that really loves me and does have it. And sorry now for the guy that's still trying. And that doesn't make me shallow. That doesn't make me anything other than setting a standard. Women don't set a standard, and then you wonder why you got the bum bum man sleeping on your couch.
I'm not
going in your
disagreeing.
going in your
Yeah.
refrigerator, scratching his
No,
balls.
No, I'm not
Because
disagreeing.
now you wake up with the man and his boxers on your couch in your refrigerator, scratching his balls, talking about when his dinner ready, and he don't even know how much your rent is.
Right.
There's no way. I don't play sleepovers. I don't play house. I don't do none of that. That's not my shit. I don't play those type of games. There's no way a man is sleeping up comfortably or even coming over talking about something. I want to chill. My house is not an entertainment system, system, baby. That's not what we doing. You want to take me out, court me properly, date me properly, and I'm not a virgin. Let me tell you, it's harder to get my pussy now than it was then. You should have hit it then when I was open and I was naive and I was ready for everything.
Didn't know
And I
what
didn't know
bullshit.
I didn't know
that's
my
sexy.
worth. But now here I am, and I'm a girl with depth, with substance, with coof. There's no way I'm even allowing a man to even know where I live at until he done proved himself. You don't even get the address. You don't even get the address. And this is what I be talking about. Women take things so lightly and men don't. So let's just go back to the narrative saying like a man wants you all in, and he wants you all in, and he's not all in because he's waiting for you to prove yourself.
But he's not even.
Because women give it up too easy.
Exactly.
That falls back into this whole moral of this conversation. Women give it up too easy, including me. I didn't give it up to men for nickels, for nothing. He didn't do nothing to deserve my vagina. And here you are.
And it all stems back to you being a virgin. You get what I'm saying?
But not even take out the
yeah,
sex part.
because
Take out the sex part. Let's just
because
talk about a date.
we put in
Let's
that
just talk
value.
let's just talk about the standard. Take out the sex. Let's just talk about the standard of getting the phone number. Baby girl, let me tell y'all something. To get my phone number, I done had a man pay $100 a digit. You understand what I'm saying? And if he don't got it, then I'm good. I'm not losing no sleep overnight. I'm not saying every man, but what I'm saying is set the standard. The man gets your number in the grocery store, in the library, wherever you be at. I don't freaking know. But he got your number and he didn't show nothing. Yo, the last man that got my number, he paid for my groceries. You understand what I'm saying? At least I understand he got it. You know what I'm saying? The last man who got my phone number and met me at the gas station, he paid for the gas. You understand?
Right.
Y'all sitting up here giving the man because he smiled and he smirked and he said the right things to tickle your ear. Not your fancy, not your pussy, not nothing. He tickled your ear. I just feel like we want to talk about so much about why men this and why men that. Nah, men get it.
Right.
They set the standard. They set the standard so much that so many women are trying to be men. And they lose being submissive, and they lose the seduction, and they lose being sexy to the point that they can't find a man.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why, to this day, I'm 22, I'm still a virgin. And it's because, I have a certain standard when it comes
That
to
got
the
my
men
heart
I
right.
want. I have
You're passionate about what
yeah,
you're talking about.
I have a certain standard of the type of man I want in my life. I don't like it when they're just, they have words. I need actions. Where are you ambitious? Are you planning to have a career? Are you going to be able to be a provider for me in the future? These are all things that I look for, among others, like safety, security, and all that kind of stuff. But that's why it's so important to have a standard for yourself, even if you're not a virgin. It doesn't matter. But don't just give yourself to a man just because, you think he's cute or because he's saying nice things to
And
you.
don't let a man pressure you into doing a whole lot of things that you're not willing to do.
Exactly. I've had men in the past pressure me to try to do sexual stuff with them or try to have sex and give them my virginity. But I've always been very firm in, in my way of thinking. No, I'm sorry, but you're not up to my standards.
And now, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I actually had a question about her virginity thing. So, what if you do find this man and you have this commitment and you guys are together and everything is, perfect, and then you actually do take that step and you don't enjoy it?
So that's a great question. When I finally get to the moment where I have sex with that person, it's because I feel comfortable. I love this person. I am comfortable enough to be vulnerable and let them, see my body and be intimate with them. So let's say the sex isn't great the first time. Well, I already have this amazing relationship with this person. I love this person. I know this person loves me. Therefore, I'm going to say, hey, we can work for it because I know you love me enough to know my body and learn my body.
You know what's crazy? You saying that because women that are not virgins do the same thing. It's just not articulated the same way. How many times have you had sex with a man? Before you had sex with him, you guys have had a great, great, great time. And now in the space that I'm in my life, right? I don't have sex with a man until he commit. Like, I'm your girl. Like, I'm your girlfriend. I don't care if you did that and you met me on Monday and made me your girlfriend Friday, or you met me and 3 months later you gave me a title. And expect him to be still sleeping with somebody else. But I'm okay with that. I have made the decision that I don't want to have sex where I'm at in my life. So I understand the space you in. That I'm not giving you sex until you make me your girlfriend. Ask the nigga I'm with now. You understand? He gonna tell you he ain't get none until he said you my woman.
Right.
Set that standard, because now he understands the assignment.
Mm-hmm.
He understands what's expected of him. You can set the tone. Too many times girls settle and then they wonder why they not getting the results, or he's not being the man that you want him to be, and then he go get with somebody else and be everything she wants.
Me personally, I feel like a man still value pussy. They still value pussy until it's
What
very
is the value?
value.
What
It's
is the
still
value?
yes. What is the value?
Is
It's
it
worth.
Is it worth a vacation? Is
It's
it worth
worth.
a ring?
It's worth all of that. But you have to come. You have exactly what Holiday said. You have to put value on yourself.
Yeah.
Put that value on yourself, because a man is only and a man is gonna deny this and say other or have backlash about it. A man is only gonna do what you tell him to do.
What you allow him to do.
What you allow him to do and what you tell him to do. So if you tell him that, listen, you have to do this, this, and this. If he is willing to do all of that and he see the potential in you and love you for you, he gonna do that.
See, men date for
Without-
potential. Hold on.
without.
Men date for potential. Women don't
Yes.
date for potential. But men date for potential. They date for
Exactly.
you to potentially be a good girlfriend, side chick, wifey, baby mother, whatever it is that he sees potential in you becoming. And so he has created this narrative in his head. It's like, this is her worth. It's no different than when you go to a different country, right? I was in Tulum, and literally, I'll never go there again with American money because they got me, right? Because the value of their money is completely different than ours. And that's the same thing as vagina. Like, the man is you're looking at your money like American money, and he's looking at your coochie like Jamaican money. Like, all right, what you mean? Like, the money doesn't hold the same value. We put the value on it. The dollar bill, pretend this is a dollar bill. The dollar bill is worth $1 because we say it's worth $1. If I go to the UK with the same dollar bill enlarged with the same symbol on it, it does not equate to the same thing, because they have put a different value on their money. The same thing women have to do. At one point in my life, I'm just going to use, like, don't quote me on it and don't stand on it, but at one point, let's just be using a scale. My vagina was worth $1. You understand what I'm saying? It was worth $1. And so the man, whether he had millions or he had 500, it was $1 to him. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, I can go after this because it's only
why was it $1?
It's only $1. I'm
No,
not.
he's-
I said
he- she's
said
not
don't quote me.
asking.
I
She's
just
just
said don't
saying.
quote me on the number. I'm just using it as a scale. Now where I am in my life, my vagina is priceless. Like, the king of Zamunda got to come in on a riding camel and a gold book bag saying, I'm giving you land. I'm giving you fortune. I'm giving you financial freedom. I'm giving you. So if you're gonna ask each woman what, everybody's vagina is gonna be different. But if I'm gonna sit here and tell you, if I'm gonna sit here and tell you, if I'm gonna sit here and tell you what my vagina is worth, I need him to bring the farm, the animals, the house, the car. Where I'm at right now, because I ain't got no kids, I need you to bring the kids too. Value of my vagina, you need to come with the whole Lunchable packet. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how some Lunchables, they come with certain things. Some come with candy in it, some don't. I need the Lunchable with the juice inside, with the Snicker inside, with the crackers, the meat, and the cheese. Okay, I need the supersized one.
So you want them to bring everything to the table.
Absolutely.
But men do want to know, what are you bringing to the table? They just
bring the table to lay on.
Nobody said that we didn't
And
bring
spread
the
my
table
legs
on.
open wide. That's what the fuck I bring.
That's it, because that's what they're gonna say. They're gonna say, that's it. You just bringing a pussy.
No, they're not gonna say that. I bring substance. I make your life better. I bring you.
How?
I bring
That's
you.
how men talk.
No,
How?
what do you mean how? It's not. It's
No,
not. It's
men
not.
do ask that.
No, they're
They
not.
say
No,
how.
not the men I'm dating. They're not asking me how. Because
They
But
see
that
that.
was the point I was
they
making
already
earlier.
see. Listen, for a man to even approach me, let's just talk about value. We talk about value, right? A lot of women will say, "Yo, I'm not meeting the right guy." It's always men that are not my type keep approaching me. You know why? Because your value was written on your fucking forehead. It's right. It's right here. Your value says 0, ma. It says ran through. It says you can't cook. It says whatever it is that he's looking for,
But
you
let's
don't have it.
or
Like the girl who says, "Listen, yo, take me out to dinner." He says, "Cool, get dressed." And then she's on the phone with a friend later, talking about, "Girl, I can't believe he took me to TGI Fridays." When's the last time you ate at Capitol Grill? When's the last time you ate at Del Frisco's?
Right.
How dare you get mad at this man for taking you to a restaurant that you eat on every Friday for Taco Tuesdays or whatever? You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
How are you mad at this man talking about he don't know who he dealing with? He don't know my value. No, baby girl, you
don't know your
misinterpret
value.
your own value. He knew exactly your value. That's why he took you to TGI Fridays. Because trust and believe, another girl, he's taking her to that expensive
Yeah.
restaurant
Exactly.
because he has already assessed her value from the moment he had a conversation with you. This is
Right.
why it is important from
She
the
set
original
her standard.
conversation to set your standard. And women don't take those first 5 minutes to assess and say it matters. Oh, I met him. Oh, when I finally go on a date with him, I'm really going to show him who I am. It's too late, baby girl. He already did and put you in a category.
But also that doesn't give for the women that I'm just speaking in general for the women that felt like they are less valued. That doesn't mean that you can't get to that high standpoint. Gather around the female friends that you hold as well. Gather around them. Intake of who you are and what you project on other people of yourself. But also for the women that's out there that feels those insecurities. For those women that's out there that feels insecurities, you can be that girl. You can be that value girl.
Yeah,
But
you
have
gotta just step your pussy
step
up.
that shit up, girl. You gotta step it up.
So
How
I
do
would
you
like
step
to
up?
I would like to say something. So how do you step it up? Well, basically you have to set the standard from the very beginning. When a man talks to me and he wants to like get my number, take me out, I'm like, okay, I don't like casual. You want to take me out, you're going to take me out on a date, an actual date.
And don't be comfortable.
Exactly. And I tell them from the beginning, listen, you
I
want to
want
take me
more.
out, you want to date me? Well, I consider myself a high value woman and I
Right.
only want to go out with high value men.
Men.
So are you going to open the door for me? Are you going to take me out on an actual date?
Yeah.
Are you going to take the bill? I tell them from the very beginning as well.
But that's
Listen,
basic.
if you're looking for sex,
not.
you're not going to
Well,
find
for
that with
me
me
it is.
because
Hold
I'm
on,
not.
Shirley. I want you to embark on what is a high value woman?
What is a high value woman?
Yes.
Well, obviously, it can be subjective. To me, a high value woman is somebody who doesn't allow anybody to treat you for less than what you are. I consider myself high value, so I'm not going to let somebody treat me casually or some kind of side chick. That's never going to be me. That's not what I consider myself to be. High value woman is somebody that's always willing to be learning. Obviously there's a lot of things.
Open.
Yes.
What did I say? If you double back on how to keep a man, men like women who shut the fuck up.
Hello.
You better tell Shirley. Go ahead.
So as I was saying,
And be submissive.
high value women, you don't allow a man to treat you bad. Because if you allow a man at the very beginning to treat you casually, to treat you like a side chick, to hide you, he's just going to keep doing that because you set that
So
precedent
high
up for
teacher.
yourself.
Right.
So if suddenly you start saying like, no, how are you treating me? You let yourself be treated that way.
You can't be the 2 a.m. girl and then want to see him in the daylight.
Exactly.
That's
If you're
not
if you're allowing a man to take you out past midnight all the time, if you're allowing a man,
Sisters, by the
Right.
way.
and if you're allowing a man
For
to
sure.
just take you out to McDonald's and call that a date, or take you to a parking lot and be like, well, I'm spending quality time with you. If you allow that, then he's just going to think, okay, that's your value.
Are you destructive in your life? Are you setting the standard when you go out? Are you a high value woman? I know I am, but too many times we allow men to put a value on our vagina and on ourselves. But do we really even know our own value? What is the price of pussy? What is the value of vagina? What is the value of your virginity? What is the value of saying, hey, I'm going to save myself until I'm married? Does that make you a better or less of a woman? I need you guys to stop what you're doing. Click, subscribe, comment, share, do all of the above. I'm Holiday the Golden Child, and I'm back in the building. I missed you guys so much. I want to hear what you got to say, because you know I'm going to keep it real.